What's up, boys? So I'm dog sitting right now. So this isn't my ideal setup. Obviously, I'm not in my new apartment, but hoping to get up there maybe in a few days and show you guys around. Probably got a vid to talk about, and yeah, just take you guys through it because it is a blessing from the Lord for sure having that thing. But as you guys know, I am very acclimated to late nights. She hit the camera. I'm very acclimated to late nights. And my brain just starts turning during nighttime. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's after the gym. Could be from that. Could just be that I've always been a late night person. Like I've always stayed up till midnight doing homework, and I would wake up, go to school, that type of thing. But tonight I was having my thoughts churn in the shower because I set my phone aside. I didn't play music today. I said, you know what? I want to let my brain work. I want to let my thoughts flow. She's gonna get annoying barking. Um, I want to let my thoughts flow. And that's what started happening. And, you just think about the most random things when you turn everything off and it's just you and your mind. And I remember this one movie I watched. It wasn't too long ago, maybe like a month or two, with my parents. And it was this kid. It was a true story. It was this kid that was running from basically the cops, the feds, because he was committing check fraud and he was um, getting money all these illegal ways and everything. And that just made me think about, people do that all the time where they're running from life, they're running from their responsibilities and trying to find the quick way to get rich, to fill their desires. And what I want to talk about is perspective, because when you put that into perspective, it's like, when you put that into perspective, it's like you could work super, super hard to commit crime and do everything illegally. Or you could work super, super hard to work illegally and make a whole bunch of money. Because when you put that into perspective, you tell yourself, I'm going to do things the right way. Man, she's going to be annoying. My dog didn't bark at home. But when you put that into perspective, you can really understand and grasp the reality of that. You have the choice to do things legally, to work hard, to make the right decisions that push you to be the person you want to be. And you also have the choice to do evil. You have the choice to commit crime. You have the choice to commit fraud. You have the choice every single day to do these things. And when you put that into perspective, it really helps you understand life. It's all about that perspective of what would I believe is true and what would I believe is right. What would I believe the right thing to do is? Because everything about life is perspective. Even this book that I was reading, it's called Psychology of Money. My dad gave it to me. I was reading it, and um, in there, it talks about how people are born in different generations, just naturally. And different generations naturally have different economies. And when you take someone from like a boomer age and they give their perspective on money, saving, spending, it's going to be a lot different than mine, because my age, our economy is kind of cooked. Like you can barely afford rent, you can barely afford groceries, you can't afford basically anything. Back in the day, you used to go to college on a minimum wage salary. Now that's completely thrown out the window. But that perspective gives you a new outlook on life. And every single person is going to have that different perspective, because someone who's growing up rich doesn't have the same perspective as me. I didn't grow up rich, but I grew up well off. We could buy things that we didn't necessarily need. We had a nice house and everything. We do. But it's that perspective that really gets you through life. And you have to understand your own perspective. Me, I'm constantly trying to understand my own perspective. I'm constantly trying to understand, you know, how to spend money, how to save it, why I spend money, why I make the decisions I do, why I want to slack off. Um, and I'm also trying to understand the perspective of why I want to work hard, why I think working hard gets you through life, why I think having a good job is going to um, help me make it in life, why I want to do this online social media thing and inspire others. It's all about that perspective and um, your beliefs that you gather as a child and the beliefs that you gather from your parents. But perspective is really everything, man. Even like I have 1,400 followers on Instagram as of this recording, and everyone in the world would probably say, everyone that's on social media would probably say, bro, only 1,400? That's like nothing. But then you picture in your mind 1,400 people in front of you, and you're like, wow, 1,400 people listening to me talk. That would be pretty insane. So, putting those things into perspective, you can always find a good outlook of life. You can always find something that is a positive factor. Like, I remember, certain things happening in my life, like the breakups that I had. Looking back, I didn't have a positive perspective during that time. But right now, I have that perspective of those situations, how it helped me to grow, how it helped me to become the man that I wanted to be, because I had to die to my desire to always have a girlfriend and understand that if I don't build myself, no one comes to me. Um, you also just putting everything in life into perspective, your past experiences can help you so much. If you put your family deaths into perspective, maybe you should spend more time with the people that you have now. Put your lost friendships into perspective. Maybe I should focus on what qualities I want in my friends so that I can pick the right ones. Perspective is a very powerful thing, and it's a thing that holds a lot of accountability, because if you don't stay accountable with your perspective, then you're going to um you're going to slack off, you're going to lose it, you're going to always look to the negative side. And this is the thing too, I didn't say this in the beginning, but these are kind of my credentials for the perspective, or for the perspective that I have and the outlook I have on life. So I've been studying the Bible for quite a bit, probably like 3 years. I've been lifting for a little over 3.5 years. I'm in college right now. I have had some failed relationships, talking stages. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've done a lot of things I shouldn't have done. I've missed out on some opportunities. I've lost a lot of friends. But all those have made me to be where I am right now. And it's not to say that I don't want to progress and that I don't want to keep looking forward and that I don't want to become someone greater, but I am very comfortable who I am right now, because I know, looking back with my own perspective, seeing how I was before, I'm miles ahead of where I would be if none of that happened. Those mistakes are what is going to make you a person. You can either be a great person, or you can be a lazy person, a evil person, one that slacks off. Again, it's that perspective. It's how you look at things. A thief goes into a store to steal, or he could go into the store, ask for a job application. You always have to put things into perspective based on your circumstances and the circumstances of others, especially when you're dealing with other people. But yeah, all my credentials have basically